All right. Mic check, mic check. More Than Masters podcast, your host, main of course. This is just gonna be another thinking out loud. No guest, no actual full podcast type deal. I've been getting great feedback from this, so I appreciate it. Apparently everybody is enjoying them. So I always normally when I did just audio, I would do things like these. I would give more in depth. I would go an hour about like a specific story. I think I called it Wonder Years or something like that, and or I might just do something that's like dear to me and I just speak about it, just kind of like therapeutic style. I was in a video, it's a little different. It's hard to be therapeutic when you worry about the lights, the audio, the video, making sure things is in focus. Believe it or not, people don't sit behind the camera just press record. Like it's a lot of things going on. I mean, stop. I was being petty. One Master Podcast, your man, of course. This thinking out loud is a little different. I am doing this in promotion with something that's dropping. I'm hoping Thursday, maybe Friday. I don't know. Don't want to put a date on it, which I just did, but don't want to put a specific date on it and it don't drop that day. I'm not the one editing it. I'm not the one doing anything with it. Somebody else is. But this week, Main and Slim, we are dropping some content. So shout out to us. You know what I'm saying? We dropping some content on there. Someone, a supporter of Slim's podcast or Main and Slim or mine, I'm not sure who. He decided that, or he thought it would be dope if Slim interviewed me about, I guess, the mysterious part of me. I guess I'm not as much in the forefront of some things, or there's some things that's still mysterious to me, and he thought it would be dope to interview me. So we did that, and in doing so, obviously, it's something that happens in life you don't think about all the time, which you really do, but you don't. Like, you don't think about it all the time, but like, I don't know how would you say it. Okay, so you don't think about it all the time, but subconsciously you think about it. If that makes sense. I don't know, but yeah. So within that podcast we did, which was about an hour long or something like that, I talked about a time where I was a business owner. I was 19 years old. I co-owned a Gary's Hamburgers restaurant with my guy David Brunson. Shout out to David. Get better. I see you getting stronger. That's what's up. And of course, me being real, I was just saying my story, my side of things, and things like that. Wasn't bashing nobody. And it's not a damage control pod or 30 minutes. This is really me saying how I feel, but just going more in depth. So then, when anybody that watches this watches that, you kind of understand more. All right, but I'm not going in depth about the situation. I will if y'all want that. Like, I will do an episode on that alone, but I would have to write things down and put it in order and really get right. That have to be like a serious episode, because that's how serious it is to me. But a lot of times people wonder why I work alone, why I do things alone, why I don't like to work with other people, why I do not try to partner up. Of course, I have Fire and Ice. That wasn't necessarily a partnership. That was something that was, we did the test trial. It was organic. It groomed into something else, and we just kept it going until we just got too busy, and it worked out for both of us. It gave me great looks and got me a higher plateau. Gave him great looks, got him a higher plateau. So kudos to us. Main and Slim will tell you, I am definitely that person that's like, I don't know about that. Like, every time he's talking about, let's go invest in this, let's do this, I'm always one foot in, one foot out, because of my situation that I've had with working with others. I like to do things on my own. So if I fail, I can blame myself. If I succeed, I can blame myself. Like, I don't want to have to be in a situation where I'm blaming someone else, or I'm blaming someone else's actions as to why I'm not where I should be or where I could be. That's probably one of the worst feelings I ever had in my life. And for a long time, that's how I felt with a particular person, because of me being young and not making proper decisions for myself at the end of the day. So we can get into a little bit. All right. So when I owned this restaurant, when I co-owned the restaurant, we did great. We turned things around, and I'm giving you out a summary. I'm not going deep into it. I'm not gonna give away the podcast. We did great. We turned things around. I'm making good money. It's weekly. I'm loving it. I'm my own boss. Nobody really can tell me what to do. So it's like, it's a different feel. Almost like when you go off to college, like you find living alone, your parents ain't bothering you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your own thing, setting your own time, you got your own schedule, get up when you want to, got your own school schedule, you got your work schedule, you got your own curfew, all that stuff. You yourself, you're your own man. It's a dope feeling. It's a great feeling, actually. That's how it felt. So I'm 19 doing this now. I'm 19 and I'm able to say I don't have a boss. I feel like I named Dash right now. But anyway, I'm 19, feel like I don't have a boss. So it's dope. And you kind of you fall in love with that feeling. So long story short, like I said, I would definitely, if you want me to, I promise I will talk about it or whatever I gotta do. I'll do that if need be, right? But so what happens is, and I want to give you a snapshot of why. Like I want to really break down why I feel the way I feel, why it impacted me so much, and why it has hindered me from doing business with other people since then. So we go into business, we all in, stopping everything we doing, any prior engagements, jobs, whatever, business. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, I was in school for business. I kind of was like, well, I own a business now, so why would I go to school for business? What can they teach me? That mind you, I'm 19. I'm young. Once again, my mistake. I always want to point out my mistakes in this, so it don't seem like I'm just bashing another person, because I can never put all this on one person. I used to, but I don't for a while now. Once I got older and I started to mature and realize where I messed up at, I started to slowly stop blaming a particular person for how things went. So with that being said, we start everything we all in. Cool. So once the business stops, and mind you, I'm gonna give you a snapshot, right? I'm making money, all this money every week, making all this money every week, all this money every week. I have a Brooke. Anybody know me? They know my daughter Brooke. Brooke is on the way. Okay. I found out I had Brooke. Brooke was born. I was 21 when she was born, but I was 20 when I found out I was having a daughter. So this time we're buying stuff here and there, but at the same time, me being young, once again, I'm like, I make XYZ every week. So when she comes to gonna buy this, that is nothing. So I'm just splurging, spending, buying this, going to movies, doing this, all the stuff we doing, to where I'm not saving anything for when she gets here. I'm buying stuff for when she's here, but I'm not saving for Pampers or rainy days or what happened, which is a damn storm. We lose the business. How? Why? I ain't gonna get into all that. That's a separate podcast. That's something totally different. Maybe I could have him on. We could talk about it. Who knows? That'd be dope to do too. So I'll send this to David and see if he want to do that. But we lose the business. With that, we lose everything at that point. We lose the business. We go in debt. Well, it go in debt because we had to pay employees, pay this. We're still paying for parts and all the other stuff is $1,000 that we have to pay. We still owe all this stuff, but mind you, no revenue is coming in. That whole 10, 9, 12, 15,000 a week you was getting of revenue, or just total in total with the company that we had, is gone now. Like, it's not there. So the bills are still there, but that $12,000 cushion, $15,000 cushion is no longer there. All right. You got employees you got to pay. You go in debt with that. You got this you got to pay. You go in debt with that. There's a lot that went on. Mind you, by the time my daughter got here, I was just broke. I was damn near depressed. It was just horrible. Like, when my daughter was born, I think I was working at Sprint gas station. I ain't gonna give up that. I ain't gonna give up too much, because you go watch the podcast and we talk about it way more in depth on that. But it was horrible, man. It was horrible. I was just depressed. So you think about that timeline. And then from there, that was 2011. I started working at the company I'm with now in 2014. I was not happy working at all for none of those years. And I won't even go in debt because, God bless, one of my managers that I had during that time recently just passed away. Ultimate respects for her. Got nothing but love for her. Sweet lady. The company though, I just wasn't into all the stuff. I mean, if I tell you all the odd jobs I had to do during them times, it was tough. It caused me to go in depression where like I just remember being negative the whole time. Like, everything was just negative for me. I remember my sister going away to basic training or something, and I remember writing her in this thing, and I remember thinking about it now, like how negative it was. Like, she's away from family, all this stuff, and I'm writing her a negative letter like about life, and she like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember it just was a lot went on, a lot of borrowed money, a lot. So me personally, I started to become very upset with the person that I went in business with. Even though he was older than me, I blamed a lot of things on him, which, don't get me wrong, those things I blamed on him, to this day I still feel the same way, but I more so I'm big on taking accountability for yourself. So whereas I do still think certain moves that he made and decisions he made or didn't make or chose not to make, whatever, I definitely still feel how I felt back then now about those decisions. However, I feel like I could have made better decisions for myself as well. I could have said, yo, I need to be more involved with this. I could have said, hey, yo, I see you doing XYZ. You probably should do that. Or, I could have stepped in and said something because we both was owning it. So whereas I might have felt like, damn, he was not a great partner, he could probably say the same thing about me because I was young and my concern was elsewhere in certain things. Like I never sat down with him and actually talked about how he felt about the business, or how he felt about this, that, and third. But all this I'm saying, it all goes back to what I originally feel, and that's why I feel like it's best I work alone or I do my own thing because ego wise and just being a male, I don't know if I'm okay with having joint decisions or having anybody make a decision for me. Like now in life, anybody tell you that I don't let nobody make decisions for me at all. Like I make all my own decisions because for years and years and years, I sit back now and I still think about, damn, what could I have, what could I do now if I had 3-4 restaurants? Like what would I be doing? Which I'm good where I'm at now. Don't get me wrong, but I would probably have to work less and still making more. And then you just never know. But what I will say is, at the end of the day, everything that I may have went through, I went through from that point, from owning the business to losing it, all on to where I work now and that whole climb up I did where I work now. The crazy thing about it is next month, around my birthday time, it'll make 10 years. 10 years when I lost the business and like now I'm just getting to somewhere. Anybody know? So this is a 10-year. What you seeing? Now this is 10 years in the making. I mean, more, it's 30. Of course, it'll be 30, but it's 10 years in the making when I think about being 21 with a child, no job, in debt, failed business, gotta go back to school because I dropped out of school. I thought I knew business. Like it's like a lot of extra stuff a lot. And for me, I always felt like, having a partnership really, like that partnership messed a lot up for me with doing business with anybody. So like now I prefer to I rather not do something than do it with somebody. I prefer like I'll back out a deal if I even feel like it's too many people in the business, too many decisions being made. Like, and Slim will tell you, a lot of times Slim will tell you, like, even with my maintenance thing, like, oh, that's main decision, da da da. Sometimes it is, because that's just how I am. Like, I don't think I can ever work with somebody and my decision and their decision holds the same weight. Unless it's like a relationship, that's probably different. But even then, like, with me being a man, it's just certain things. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I do think it goes back to that. And mind you, I'm older now, I'm mature now. So, and I know what I'm living for now. Like I said, you talking about somebody who was 19, just owning a business. I've had high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that you can break down with just me alone saying like, hey, this is probably the reason why this failed. This probably why this failed. This probably why this failed. It was a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not being all in no more. Like we had issues during this time. We would not speak for days or weeks or whatever. So it's a lot of other things that can be brought up, which is why I didn't get too personal into it. But in a grand scheme of things, this is for anybody who always say, yeah, man, I be trying to get with Maine. This is why I don't do business with anybody. I had a very, very, very traumatic experience. And like I said, it's 10 years in the making. And feel like I'm just getting back right. I feel like, I'm just getting to where I feel like I could have been 7 years ago had everything went smooth in my mind. But yeah, I don't like to hold y'all too much for these thinking out loud, man. That's just something I wanted to get off my chest as far as, and I don't know if I said it in the Main and Slim content that's coming out this week. I don't know if I took accountability for anything. I didn't go in depth about why, but I will. And if I do prefer to do it with David on here. That's a good idea. So if he sees this and he wants to come on, I would be okay with coming on, as long as we can be open and true about every single thing. I'm cool with that. But like I also know that some people may not be okay with that being on camera. They might not be okay with hearing certain things that they may have done that they might not be proud of no more. So, and me included. So I would definitely understand if he said, no, just decline the offer. But if anybody wanted to hear about that, I would definitely talk to them or have a podcast about it. I want y'all feedback on any kind of guests y'all want on the podcast, any particular topics y'all want me to cover on the podcast. If you want my thoughts on something, I do a thinking out loud. I definitely want to I want to talk about all of that stuff. My goal is to make content and just put out stuff. I don't have no budget, no set parameter of what I want to do, what I don't want to do. I just like to put out good content. This is therapeutic to me. This is very therapeutic. I like to bear things off of my chest. If y'all got a story of working with somebody that you just feel like is the reason why you can't work with nobody, please let me know. Y'all got a great partnership story, let me know. I don't have too many, and I just feel like too, working with somebody, to be honest with you, a lot of times, if y'all both not totally in, like, yeah, and I don't mean both being 2 feet. You could be 2 feet in, and that person be 2 feet in, and it still don't work out. I mean, like, if you feel like, if y'all work ethic not the same, if y'all mindset not the same, if y'all trajectory of what y'all can do together is not the same, it's not gonna work. If you thinking y'all only could get 100, and that person y'all thinking y'all can get 200, it ain't gonna work. Cause that person already thinking big and you thinking small. Y'all shouldn't be working together. If you think you can get 1,000 and she thinks she can get 1,000, that's a good partnership. Cause y'all on the same page, same frequency and everything. Like, everything has to go. It has to go well, but you have to be on the same plateau on a lot of things, and you have to have a lot of ideologies in common. Let's say that. And I think that's another thing. We didn't have the same ideas. I think I wanted to stay down, kind of work hard, then come up. And I think that with my partner, at least, I think like I said, he had been working way longer than I had. So I think he was just tired of being actually a worker. And he wanted to be just a boss. And so already right there and there, our shit was just totally different. I was willing to work, like, pay me less, work. Let's just keep the payroll low. Let's pay this man off, pay this business off, and let's start to eat about a year or two from now. That's what I was thinking. But obviously he was thinking a little different because of the things he done and he did. So, yeah, shout out to him, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today if it wasn't for that situation. So it's one of them things. When I was younger, I used to think that. When I was younger, I used to be like, damn, how somebody have a messed up situation but be okay with it? Or how somebody do somebody dirty but be okay with it? But sometimes that's how it is. Like, certain situations bring the beast, the best. They bring the best out of you when you go through them. Like, you don't see it in that moment, obviously, but like down the line, you realize, like, damn, all these moves I made, all the decisions I made, how I changed my approach, how I changed this, how I changed that. It's all stemming from that situation. So had it not happened, who knows where I'd be right now? I'd probably just be somebody who just saying yes and mad nice all the time, which I still do say yes and I'm mad nice all the time. But I'm very firm. I will tell you no. I'm not doing nothing that's not beneficial to me and my kids, So 10 years ago, couldn't get that from me. So just so that it's clear in closing, I want to say, like, so my reasons for not doing business with other people or wanting to have partnership or join forces and all that stuff, those are my reasons for it. And when I think of now in today's world, like me being 30 and 10 years later, how I think about things, I think like this. I was 21, no job, baby on the way, baby here, no job, no funds, in debt, gotta pay these people, gotta pay this, gotta pay that. But I always was blaming a certain person that whole time. Like, he messed up, he shouldn't have did this, he should have did that, he should have did that. But when I think about it, I have to blame myself. I think about this. Okay, no money, I should have saved. I should have saved. I should have saved money. Okay? In debt. We should have took care of what we had to take care of when we had to take care of it. I could have stepped up. I could have said, hey, look, we need to do this. We focus over here, but we should have paid this. So that's on me. I could have intervened and said that. Anything that I felt like I blamed him for, it was a co-ownership. It was a partnership. So anything I could blame him for, it's probably I could have done that in that as well. So I have to take accountability for that, and I do that now. I've done it for years now, and me and him got a great relationship. We talk all the time, but for a long time, it was very hard for me to speak to him without thinking like, damn, we could making an ass of money right now. So it was hard to do, but I overcame it, and I definitely would wish I wish him the best. I wish everybody the best. But as far as me ever doing partnerships, it had to take an extreme amount of negotiating, and I have to be in charge. I just cannot be in charge. Like, I gotta be in charge. I don't know, like that's, and I don't know what if that situation is the only reason why, but because I've had other situations where I felt like I could have stepped up and did more, and that's why things didn't go right. But if things don't go right, I want to be okay with blaming myself rather than sitting back blaming somebody else. That's probably one of the worst feelings you could ever have, to be like, damn, this didn't go right. It's not my fault. It's that person's fault. But all time, you had the power and opportunity to tell that person, hey, we should be doing this, and could have fixed it. So, you know, something to think about, man. Yeah, man. More Masters Podcast, man. We out. Make sure y'all shop Came From Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Dope t-shirt. I'm always trying to support any local brands, any brands I know. If I'm doing my thinking out loud, I never want to wear a shirt like Polo or some big brand. I want to wear a brand that's from here or that I can support, that's black owned, hopefully. If it's white owned, I know you, I'll rock it too. Just make sure it's my size, be good to go. I'll buy it. I don't need to have it for free, but if you want to send it for free, I ain't gonna tell you no. More Mass Podcast, be out, man.